Welcome to the Radiant Humanity podcast series, where we explore spiritual solutions to our personal and global challenges.
Welcome to this special edition of Radiant Humanity. Today we're sharing a unique Zen story of resilience, a tale that unfolds in the quiet aftermath of disaster, where strength emerges not from grand gestures, but from the simple act of sharing stories. Join us as we journey with Alice and her mobile library, discovering how one woman's dedication to books and community helped heal a broken town. This is a story of hope on wheels, where each page turned brings us closer to finding light in the darkest of times. The tornado had ripped through the small town, leaving homes and hearts shattered in its wake. Among the wreckage stood Alice, the town librarian. The public library, once a sanctuary of stories, lay in ruins. Pages fluttered in the wind, lost and forgotten. But Alice was not one to give up. Amidst the broken bricks and twisted metal, she salvaged what she could. The books, though battered, still held their stories. And Alice knew somehow that these stories were needed now more than ever. With her home gone and the library destroyed, Alice had one thing left: her car. She packed the station wagon with as many books as it could carry. A hand-painted sign on the side read, "Mobile Library." It was humble, but it was a start. She drove from street to street, offering the escape of stories to those who had lost everything. The sight of Alice's mobile library became a beacon of hope, a small reminder that not all had been lost. Each evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, families would gather in the park. There was no electricity, no lights, only the soft glow of lanterns. In the centre of it all sat Alice, reading aloud. Her voice carried through the stillness, weaving tales of distant lands and forgotten heroes. The children, wrapped in blankets, listened intently, while their parents, weary from loss, found comfort in the familiar cadence of her words. In a town fractured by disaster, Alice's mobile library brought them together, if only for a little while. The park, once filled with laughter and the echoes of children playing, had transformed into a place of quiet sorrow. Families who had lost their homes slept in their cars, while others clung to what few possessions they had managed to save. But amidst the despair, there was a growing sense of hope. The mobile library had become a place of refuge. Here, under the shade of the trees, stories weren't just being read, they were helping to heal the wounds of loss. In every shared book, in every whispered word, there was a glimmer of resilience. It wasn't long before the children began to tell their own stories. Alice laid out a quilt beneath a tree, and one by one, the children would sit in the centre, sharing their tales. A little girl clutched a stuffed rabbit as she spun a story of a brave knight on a quest. Some stories were fanciful, others deeply personal, but all were met with Alice's warm encouragement. Slowly the children found their voices, realizing that they too had the power to shape their world, even in the face of uncertainty. Word of Alice's mobile library spread, and soon it wasn't just Alice. Volunteers joined in, offering more books, more hands to help. The station wagon, now decorated with colourful illustrations of birds and books, became a symbol of the town's resilience. Books were shared freely, and with them, a sense of community blossomed. What had started as one librarian's effort had grown into something much larger, a testament to the power of stories and the strength found in unity. Months passed and the town began to rebuild. One day, Alice stood before the newly rebuilt library. Above its entrance was a plaque that read, "In honour of Alice's mobile library, where stories helped us heal." Inside, the shelves were once again full, and the library bustled with activity. But it wasn't just the building that had been restored. Alice's mobile library had left a lasting mark on the town, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, stories have the power to heal. Thank you for joining us for this special episode of Radiant Humanity. We hope Alice's story of resilience and the healing power of stories has inspired you as much as it has touched us. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow us on social media for the latest updates and more stories that uplift and enlighten. Until next time, remember, stay resilient, stay mindful, stay curious, and above all, stay radiant.